It's been a crazy little bit, guys. We just I just watched the footage of Otto recording himself and me.
Yeah, we did a little disc golf. We made a Grapes Touch Grass video that will be up on the $10 tier of our Patreon. I'll sprinkle out some clips for y'all over the social medias. May throw them up on the Discord to give y'all a little taste of what $10 dues can get you.
And also, I want to throw this out there. After seeing this video, I have two notes. Number one, you can tell how exhausted we were by the progression. We're not good disc golfers. We have a fun time. Also, my berry kept poking out the bottom of my shirt, and it disappeared because I got food poisoning so bad.
You passed the child.
So what you're telling me is that I can lose some weight because I had Taco Bell on the way to the stewed.
I promise you, there's a big difference between the shits from Taco Bell and damn, 5 days straight diarrhea from food poisoning.
Well, see, the beef was
40.
cold. The beef was cold and had a little bit of an off taste.
Well, if you do get some shits, maybe they can quit quicker than mine did. But I'll tell you, I can understand those Hollywood detox teas. I've been seeing them ever since I was a kid. I used to go over to the lady that owns the John G store in Sparta. I used to go hang around with her and her daughter, and everybody. Everybody was always fun and friends. And
Isn't that her name, John G?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
I mean,
but
you said the name of the
I
store.
know it's funny though, ain't it? But it's you can't get by. But anyway, she had this detox tea, and one time her daughter had accidentally thought that she was brewing just a cup of tea.
Oh no!
And
no!
And that one tea bag was meant to be steeped and used in a recipe for an entire quart.
Oh God! And so she's like, "Oh, here's a cup of hot tea for me."
Yeah, she
Oh,
was
God.
just making herself a cup of tea, and then I think 4 days straight she did nothing but just liquid. And listen, guys, I'm a man who enjoys a good poop because it makes me feel cleansed. But now every time that I have to, I'm always scared. What if it comes back?
It made you gunshot.
Because I took Pepto-Bismol. And my body rejected the Pepto-Bismol almost immediately because that was another liquid that went into it. And there's this stuff inside of Pepto-Bismol called bismuth. And if your body rejects bismuth while you're using it, it turns your stool the color of squid ink.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no!
So let me tell you something, brethren. My brethren in Christ, I'll tell you right now, whenever I was shitting black, I thought it was over. I thought it was over.
It gave you a religious experience.
I'm serious. And here's the thing. Ask me as a man, did I go to the doctor?
Of course not.
No, why would you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Austin Shazam Pfeiffer.
I'm Otto. I got some new Lego sets. Cogdale.
And I'm Austin Tiny, and I definitely didn't shit myself on a delivery in the car this week, Zent.
And we are Nerd It to the Grapevine, the podcast where three best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. Given that it is around the time of Independence Day, we are a little late to Independence Day, but I was...
Did you forget to leave cigarettes and whiskey out for Kid Rock
No.
on the 3rd?
And also, people are still lighting off fireworks in my neighborhood.
Was that no, you didn't forget, or no, I forgot?
No, I always have something like that available, but that's just by happenstance on my front porch in the first place.
I mean, I keep it on a special plate. But,
I got a little special plate out there in quotations that has little bits of stuff that I left over just for Kid Rock.
Okay.
That's for Snoop Dogg on another event.
No, I would never disgrace Snoop like that. Those are Kid Rock butts out there. We call them the Rock butts, both for their purpose and how hard they are. I want to talk about real quick this man who was involved with something that was covert and something that should have been celebrated more so than what it has been. And it took place on July 4th when his death occurred for the sake of the well-being of the United States of America. This man's name is Russell Case.
R.I.P. a real one.
Russell Case died July 4th, 1996.
He was a good man.
His dying words, "Hiya, boys. I'm back." See, Russell Case, he was a crop duster.
A true American hero.
A crop
Yeah.
duster. And an alcoholic, an extreme
Yeah, he
alcoholic.
was.
Because the problem with Russell is he was previously abducted by aliens in the movie Independence Day. And it's just Russell Cass was has anybody do you just watch Independence Day around July 4th just because it pops up on the streaming feeds and it's like I kind of dig this movie.
See, I wish that I did because some of the older movies, they just don't stay logged in my brain that they exist, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that exists.
You see,
That just happened for me.
1996
Now I'm sad.
1996 was the year of the one-liners.
And the year I was born.
But the year of the one-liners being, everything in that movie was all one-liners and all four trailers basically. Because you watch a trailer for that movie and it's like all of the one-liners. Welcome to Earth, punch in the face.
It was written by like a clip guy. Apparently, like that's what it feels like. It was all just like comic book clips.
I've got to get me one of these, and all that shit. And but my favorite character was always Russell Case, and Russell Case tried to tell everybody about the aliens, tried to tell them all of the different stuff that would go on, and nobody believed him because he's just a cuckoo conspiracy theorist. He believes in covert government agencies and hiding of information and all of this other shit, and turns out it all exists.
I kind of feel like that character was loosely based on my Uncle John. Rest in peace, Greasy.
Did he also die doing alien light beam?
Well, I don't know if that means excessive amounts of alcohol and rubbing motor oil or engine grease in your cuts and abrasions, then yes.
I just wanted to have a quick Screaming Eagle moment of freedom silence for Russell Case. Rest in peace, Eagle 20. And in the words of my generation, up yours!
I need to go watch it again. That movie came out the day before or the day after I was born.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up very well for a lot of different stuff. It's just it's okay.
Look, you can still love a movie and it be a terrible movie.
Dude, Home Alone.
Just saying.
Home Alone is
The Crow.
Oh yeah, that one borderlines like if I hate it, I might not get art though. So if I
Right.
hate The Crow, people are gonna call me a poser.
Look, I didn't say I hate The Crow. I liked The Crow. It was a terrible movie. Literally one of the worst.
It's that was it's kind of a hard watch because I go back to watch it because I'm like, man, this thing was so good, and then I watch it again. I'm like, did I just like it because I really liked Batman?
Well,
I really liked the idea of like a superhero at nighttime going and doing nighttime justice. Did I? And then at the time, I'm also like, huh, I really like Sting.
dead ass.
And Sting's ring portrayal character was basically a rip of The Crow, and I kind of cross-compatted them in my young adolescent cyclone of a brain that I had, so they were all the same person. So looking back on it, I'm remembering all this shit. I'm like, hold on, where's the baseball bat? Wait, he plays guitar? I thought he descended from the rafters with a... That's Sting!
Yeah, I was trying to. When you said Sting, I was trying to figure out if you were talking about the guitarist or the wrestler. I was really
They're not the same person?
No.
No, Sting the wrestler also doesn't sing "I'll Be Watching You."
Look, I'm having one of them real mandala effects.
I'll be watching you.
That would be one of the funniest actual comic book villain things.
I'm having a real Mandela effect about that.
So you didn't know?
Am I from another universe?
You might be.
Because I could have swore the singer and the wrestler was the same Sting.
No, it's one of those that you hear them so individually that it's just you assume that when one person's talking about it, they're talking about the other one.
Well, I've never seen the other one, apparently.
Oh my God, Sting the bassist is
There's a third one?
He's the one that he said guitar player. He's the
Yeah.
bassist. He also plays guitar. I mean, hell, I don't trap him in a box. But Sting is he's had a lot of hits, and we used to play one in my cover band with my father, Shattered. So I think it was by a band called the Dire Straits. It's the dumbest song. It's the hardest hitting, like fun little classic rock riff with a bunch of drum fills and all this other stuff going on with it for no reason, like synth swells and all this other stuff just to talk about. You gotta install microwave ovens, custom kitchen refrigerators.
Yeah, it's a
We gotta
fantastic
move
song.
Those refrigerators. We gotta move these.
It was
color
also
TVs.
one of the first full CGI music videos.
Yes,
And you can tell.
and my part in it was always just harmony part, but Sting was a part of that band, and Sting had a part in it that they still use to this day for
So
MTV.
not the wrestler.
Not the wrestler, Sting the musician. Now, Sting the wrestler, on the other hand, was behind a sequestered curtain in the place that I saw him at, and I never actually saw him. I was just in the same room with him.
So you know, like Kevin Smith style.
Yeah, Kevin Smith style, except Kevin Smith could step out behind the curtain and he's wearing a backwards hat, and they don't consider that his costume.
It's his alter ego.
Yeah, if he turns his hat around forwards, he's needing to go for a walk and get his blood sugar checked. That's his signal. And then he switches the hat around backwards, and he's like, "Bro!"
Well, I don't think he needs his sugar checked anymore. He lost an incredible amount of weight.
Yeah.
I think he might have. You think he might? No, I don't think he did. He became like almost vegan for a long time.
No, he is hardcore vegan.
Oh, so he still is?
Yeah,
he
he still
didn't
is.
like back it down like vegetarian?
No, he still is. According to the last podcast that he talked about it anyway, he still is.
Well, it's done wonders for him because,
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, he didn't go the way of, from Roseanne, John Goodman.
yeah.
He didn't like John Goodman himself. Like, he looks like healthy, not
Yeah, well...
weird, saggy, basset hound man.
Yeah, think about John Goodman, though, is John Goodman was so much older whenever he lost all that weight.
Yeah.
It's
He's
like...
scary.
And I like John Goodman's characters, like all these different movies.
Oh yeah.
And
he's good. He's a good TV actor too.
yeah, oh man, Dan was just that dad.
Or
like,
the dad from the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh,
He makes a
God.
fantastic old megachurch preacher. Let me
Well-
tell you what, he looks the part.
He also played a church preacher in Red State that was based on Westboro Baptist. He played the preacher. He did very well. And he still had the scary skinny happening.
He had such a he has that commanding presence of he just takes over the room whenever he walks in.
I saw a commercial with John Goodman in it actually pop up on my Instagram Reels today because I'm the only one of three of us that aren't always TikToking. You're
Look.
on the short form of it. You're on the short form. You both TikTok. I don't.
I
I'm
don't-
the last one.
What makes you think I TikTok?
I know you TikTok. You send me shit from TikTok.
You can see it on YouTube too.
You
Not
can-
YouTube. Well, you can.
Yeah, based on
but
your
in
lying.
Reels too.
Based on your real quick
Yeah.
bad lying.
I had to- I had
So
to
you definitely don't have a
download.
TikTok.
I sent him a TikTok.
I'm
the other
high, okay?
Listen, I sent him a TikTok the other day. He replied with, "I don't have an account. I can't see that. I had to download it and still send it to you as a fucking video file."
Yeah, because if it's good enough, you'll find a way to send it to me. If it's not, I'm not getting TikTok.
I usually I go to YouTube and I find it and then I send it through there.
Yeah, and
Through Messenger.
Yeah, and it pops up with your user profile on TikTok at the top, where you sent it from TikTok, the place where you were watching it. You idiot!
Look, I'm not gonna say the words. Okay, I've ragged on it so long I can't say words contrary to that. Okay,
Oh, I'm gonna.
it's how my characters rolled.
Okay, I'm not gonna die, but I'm can't
Oh,
breathe very
God.
well. Oh, hold on, I can't. My neck is very tight, and I got a pain in my chest, and I can't breathe.
So your body has some discord.
Oh yes, there's a link in the description.
Yeah, get down there, click it. You'll find us over there. We'll, post things and questions and just have a great time. We're on there live, uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
Yep, and also get on Facebook at Nerd Grapevine. I'm going to start. I'll throw some clips up there in the next couple of days of the disc golf video, while I'm trying to get it up onto Patreon. So it'll be up there soon. But technology is very difficult.
And we're on YouTube now. Like every time every time. So get on there and you can watch us see our weird faces and
Every Friday.
watch people eat blocks of cheese.
I had to go home and tell Heidi, and she laughed almost as much as I did. She had just as many questions, and I had fewer answers.
I just just for people to be able to see what we see. But the thing is though, like I was so focused on the conversation and just, going back and forth in my brain and then looking over here at Otto while he was saying some stuff, and then didn't even notice that Tiny is rifling through his bag, like trying to get this, like he was unwrapping cheese.
Yeah, I saw him in there for a while.
And I did never hear it. Like I'd never noticed it or anything. What I did notice was when he unsheathed said cheese, and it hit me so hard that if I had perished right then, it would have been a good death. How did he die? Well, I pulled a block of cheese out of my bag and I took a bite out of it like it was a candy bar, and he just couldn't stop laughing, and he busted something, and he laughed and coughed up blood, and then he just expired.
Because like I was in the middle of saying something, I saw him get his bag, but I'm like, oh, he's just grabbing just something, like maybe he's like research or something, and then out of the corner of my eye, I just see yellow, and I'm like, that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, like what are you thinking? What is this snack? Is this a snack? No, that's enough to. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine how you
was
felt.
that poop?
Okay, so I'm gonna be real with you.
Hot.
The bar of cheese was delicious.
Yes.
Okay, it was a lot drier than I anticipated it being. It's not exactly what I remember as a child because this isn't the first time. When I got about 3/4 to 75% of the way home, there began what felt like a pool of acid in the bottom of my stomach with what felt like a brick laying inside of it. So there was a lot of sizzling happening.
I bet that sizzling smelled delicious though.
Then I had to go inside the house quickly while clenching to realize it's still baking. And so then I got the dog and emptied the dog. And by the time the dog was empty, fortunately she was emptied in enough time that I didn't have to deal with her crying while I had to empty. So I emptied, and honestly, wasn't that bad. Wasn't what I was anticipating.
Well, I'm glad that you made it through that unscathed because
Yeah.
I think I actually injured one of my rib muscles during the amount of just screams that were coming out of my body from trying to just keep my laughter under control. Because if I don't, like I wheeze all my air out and I can't breathe it back in. It's really, really bad. It's
I
not
understand.
It's not a good laugh. I didn't choose a good laugh. The Wanda Wonders of laughs did not bless me on that
Same.
roll.
Had a low roll.
I had a very bad roll on that one. Hey, speaking of that, also we were talking about like the older movie, with Independence Day a little while ago.
Movies they don't make anymore.
Yeah, movies they don't make anymore. They don't really hold up but like Spy Kids.
Oh, I love Spy
Like
Kids.
we were talking about that a little while ago when pre-show talkie because my wife was there and she was talking about Spy Kids and Otto was like, yes, Spy Kids, and she was like, I love Spy Kids.
I've never seen Spy Kids.
It's so good. It
Isn't
is
there
such.
like 7 of them now?
No, there are 4 of them.
Okay, I knew
And
there was an amount.
It's such an early 2000s movie that they will never make it again, and unless you were there, I don't think people can get it. But it was such a good movie.
Danny Trejo's in it.
As Machete.
His character's name is Machete,
As it should be.
and
Codename Machete.
and the little boy who
Junie.
was the little boy that was one of the Spy Kids. He was actually in Machete as like the white wannabe Mexican gangster that was out there in Machete. So he was actually in the role. Like it was like a weird
Nice.
Universal crossover kind of thing.
We started doing some Googling because I brought up, I was like, yeah, because it's the same Machete, which is weird because the movie Machete and Spy Kids, not the same tone of movie.
No.
Like, very different. And I
It's
was
called
like,
an Easter egg.
right.
Yep.
And then I even looked up because I started looking through, like, the movies that the Junie was in, and it said Machete, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And also, he's married to Megan Trainor, so he's all about that bass and not that treble.
Yeah. How about that for a fun factoid? The Spy Kid is married to Meghan Trainor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is.
I'm all about that bait, no trouble.
Does she have a base?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's thickened.
Yeah. She's good looking.
No,
But-
that's not what I was asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you
I
were.
was just asking if there's a bass guitar in the band.
Oh, sure. Yes, there is probably a bass guitar somewhere in her studio recordings.
Yeah.
Well, just
Okay,
It's
just to clarify.
synthesized.
just
to clarify.
Just to clarify.
Mm-hmm,
Just there's no hot horn anymore. We can't hand those out anymore. We got to earn those. 'Cause
Damn.
somebody's got to put them in post.
also somebody was just making assumptions.
Right.
Assumptions. That's what they get.
But-
Makes an ass out of you and me.
We actually, me and the wife actually watched Spy Kids last night. Funny enough, that's kind of what got it started. And they had a gadget in there in the safe house that I realized I want in real life. They had this brick in a wrapper. It was just like in a red and yellow wrapper, right? And then they went to this thing in the wall, hit a button, opened up like a microwave, hit the go button on it, and it spawned a Big Mac combo. And I'm
Heck
like,
yeah.
why can't AI and all the weird tech shit be doing stuff like that in our world instead of stealing our advertisement dollars?
That's just like that old Richie Rich movie with Macaulay Culkin in it. You have your own McDonald's?
Right?
Oh, my God. Foie gras with the grass-fed beef. But
Great. Now that's 2 movies I gotta watch when I get home.
have you ever seen Richie Rich?
Yes.
And then because he said, but Master Richie thought that you deserved a break today. Opens up the doors and the golden arches are right there. You have your own McDonald's? Like, oh my God, as a kid,
my gosh.
I could not have been more envious of anything
Right?
than a McDonald's at home.
I mean, it's doable, but that's a weird franchise because it's like I'm gonna employ 2 people. Well, you could say 3 people: the cook and a cashier and maybe a manager,
Ugh.
or 1 cook and a cashier or whatever,
Right.
and then the other one just
Well,
kind of rotates.
They probably wouldn't have a
'Cause-
cashier because who's going? They're not.
Well,
are they
by
buying things at
cashier?
their own
You're
McDonald's?
just you're taking an order, so you need somebody to take the order.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so there would be a cash register that doesn't work.
Yeah,
I'd
you'd
imagine.
have to have like a key in
Yeah.
area right there.
And
so they
the
key it in for you.
licensure for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Richie Rich had that kind of money.
Well, that's true. He did.
You know, his parents had their own Mount
Or
Rushmore.
he
Yeah, that's
had
what I was about to say.
They had cash in the right pockets and were able to have OSHA look the other way.
I mean, Cadbury had an entire like dungeons worth of gadgetry underneath the entire complex. That's all spy gear and like covert op stuff. Like you can smell anything that with this and identify it instantly. Like it's the smell, like the smell.
It was like Smellatron or something.
Yeah, Smellatron,
It
and
was
they,
probably I want to say 5,000 or 6,000.
they had the first like good working cell phone, like with a flip phone kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
Like and when he couldn't, it was like a satellite signal, so he could reach him anywhere all over the world. But then all of a sudden the signal was lost, and that Dad not found. Unlocking memories for you right there.
Oh yeah.
But think about those little cool spy devices and everything else like that. Like that little remote controlled drone bee. Like that's possible. Like
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Uh,
back in those days, it had to be all CGI, but nowadays, like that's something that's possible to exist.
Well, and also like the world's smallest camera. The idea for having because we don't have obviously like the tiniest ones, but like little cameras like that you can just pop up places.
Yeah.
And control from a device. Like that's the fun thing about spy movies is you seeing it's like sci-fi, seeing the tech that they had come into real life of having it.
Truth.
So off of that, let's get a little creative.
Well, I think. Okay, so I watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Nice.
Hell
Solid movie. Like it holds up. I don't
How
care
were
what
they?
anybody says. They were awful nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until they weren't.
Until the
But-
guns came out.
Yeah, I mean, some of it was I was watching. I'm like, of course, the woman has her weapons in the stove, and then I went, I want weapons in the stove.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
why do I want to have to go in an underground frickin' bunker in a nasty garage that's probably not air conditioned to get my weapons?
Yeah,
Because the man's got to have that.
Yeah, she's got them
But-
hidden in like
yeah.
compartments within like actual appliances.
Yeah.
And she can get them at the access of
That's
her own
way
leisure.
better.
I want a Makarov in my cupboard now.
Yeah, she was literally in jammies, and she goes over and boop, and out pops like the Craftsman toolbox that's like super shiny, and it goes, and then there's her knives and her guns and grenades.
Yeah, just here's a grenade drawer.
Where's my grenade drawer?
I want a grenade drawer. This is America. God darn it.
This is my backup flashbang.
This is my just in break in case of emergency, and it's just a flashbang in the cupboard.
Hey, I'll tell
I
you.
want that so bad now.
I'll tell you a satisfying feeling at blowing shit up on the 4th of July.
Oh,
like, that's
yeah.
like one of the times a year that like you get it just a 1 or 2 times a year that you are capable of just setting shit on fire and watching it explode.
You won't be called a redneck for having science explosions.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and it is meth joke. So it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
So
Yeah.
I think that
Let her knuckles touch.
it was last night. I did the big fireworks show for Sparta, and I hooked up all the sound and everything and ran it and played music and all this good stuff. It was a real good fun time. But the fireworks and the freedom of it, like like that's just something awesome because in the Sparta show, like we had like 12,000 people there yesterday.
Oh, that's all of
Doxing.
Sparta.
And because it's a free event they put on, if you want something out there, you got to pay for it, but you can come and just be out there and experience everything for free.
And then so everybody will be there then.
Yeah.
It is insane who all comes out.
Our hometown, they're all about that free stuff. Free
Oh, yeah.
stuff, no monies.
Because if you got to pay for admission, like like when they started charging admission to the fair,
Did
you would
I do the reference right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Like whenever they started like charging admission to the fair, like people were like about to riot because the fair was always free. They said the fair was supposed to always remain free. It was in the bylaws of the fair founded.
Well, not only that, we got a free day off of school for the fair.
Yeah.
What other hometown does that?
Part of my mom's job, she was like the,
Also, we didn't get MLKJ day off.
Oh no, they didn't.
You can tell that what they thought was more important.
Yeah, they didn't give us that day off until like we weren't. I think we were out of school by the time
Yeah,
that they started.
I
giving
think
those
it
off.
happened
Yeah, I
just
think-
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, because I think I remember going to school on MLK Day.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we weren't off for anything. Like I think they got like we were off for Columbus Day, maybe. I can't remember that.
Yeah,
though.
there was something weird.
Something
we
like that
weren't.
or President's Day.
No, I think,
President's Day. Yeah,
were we off for President's Day?
Yeah.
it was President's Day. I
yeah,
remember
because
now.
Columbus Day, definitely we were there.
Oh, and it was President's Day and school day at the fair in the same week. We had the beginning of the week off. It was always on a Monday, and we had the end of the week off on a Friday.
Yep.
Dude, I remember
Oh,
whenever
hot damn! This is my jam. Makes
When-
me want to party too.
whenever school stuff would work out like that, where it's like, oh, I actually get 2 times off. It feels so good. Also, I haven't been in school in 10 years, which is a little bit of a weird thing to think about.
Hey, I don't want to think about school. Like, if I want to learn something, I'm going to learn something. Like, that's the way it be. Like, you have the internet now. You can learn things. Like, going to school is fantastic, and I'm glad that people do it. But as far as for my needs for it, I don't need it for anything practical.
Well, I feel like this is my theory. School is not there really to teach you any life skills that you're going to use for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's there to teach you how to study. So when you get to college, in theory, you know how to study so you can get that degree that you're not going to use and end up working at a factory.
Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a trap. Well, it's our generation of parents, because our generation of parents, either they went to college and they got the degree and got the money, and from the jobs available at that point in that time for people with high-paying, jobs and salaries with those nice degrees, or they coveted the ones that had those higher-paying salaries and got the degrees. And there were 2 ways. It's either you had the money growing up and you were one of those rich folks that Tiny liked to play with their toys, or you were
I did. I loved playing with their toys.
or you were like the rest of us whose parents were making ends meet and leaving it up to you to solve this issue by going to college and making sure you got that degree and became successful.
Yeah, because that degree guaranteed not just that you could make a living, it guaranteed your future wealth.
Right. I remember going to, like, the last 2 years of high school, as soon as the ACT talks were going on, they made it seem like if you didn't go to college, you would be poor down by the river. And I'm only one of those, god damn it.
Yeah.
It's a really nice river. Actually, riverfront property is so expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now if you want riverfront property, you're paying like.
I would love to be down by the river poor.
So by the way, you're going to be living in a van down by the river. Well, your average van price right now, you're going to at least be paying $7,500 for a good one.
Yeah.
Are
to
you
be
saying that I can sell Recon 1 for $7,500?
Oh, dude, Recon 1, as long as it's running.
Oh, she run, boy.
Dude, people are doing refab van stuff all the time.
She's
as long-
a 5-seater
Dude,
now.
I'll tell you
yeah.
something.
Thank you,
it is-
Steven, for the couch.
So you got you're looking at $7,500, and then you got to at least worry about your property down there. Okay, you're living by
And all the solar panels you have to put up on the
Lord
van.
have mercy. You've got $20,000 right there.
Look,
at least.
just watch one van life video. The average conversion from my style van to a livable space where you don't really need a whole lot.
What, 40 grand?
No, it averages between 5 and 8K.
Oh, that's
To
not
make
as bad
the
as I
conversion.
assumed.
Right.
Right.
So making the conversion is not as bad. If you went to try to buy something like that, like a Class B motorhome, or like let's just say a Quigley where they can just do that for you, you're looking like at least 80, 90K.
Yeah, it's insane because I remember there was a time when it was cheap to do that, and that's why it started. Was
Yeah, I mean,
you buy an
realistically, compared to a house, it is cheap. Even if you're paying $8 grand to do the conversion, you're not property tax, mortgage, rent, electricity. You're not paying any of that.
I remember when buses were first coming out, as like people were buying
Schoolies
them.
are so cool.
Yeah, like they used to be like dirt cheap because no one wanted them.
They
What would you
still
use
are.
a school bus for? Well, they've gone up from dirt cheap because they've gotten popular
A
for this stuff.
non-running one on Gov Deals is $5K. I've
Yeah.
looked.
Damn.
I
Yeah.
thought about doing a schoolie conversion.
Well,
so I
if a
didn't have to
person
pay
wants
rent.
to spend like 15 grand on a bus though, and
Yeah.
actually use it for something that's going to be like, say they
Well, those
use it.
conversions are way more, but that's another story. But you can make them things look like frickin' houses,
Yeah, but if
literal houses on wheels.
But if you go to the like retire, if you like say they're retiring a couple school buses from the schoolyard, say
I know the one I want.
like you go to the public auction whenever they decommission them, and you can buy them for probably $2 or $3 grand, unless somebody's actually there poaching them, because they just get rid of them. They're getting rid of them. I
Well,
mean, it's-
that was the thing that it is people would poach them. And on the secondhand market, you used to be able to find them for next to nothing. Like they used to be like sub-1,000 sometimes, if
Yeah.
depend on the condition. But people started buying them, and some people would buy them for the purpose to sell them. They'd buy them and fix them, and then put them on the next for someone that didn't want to deal with the mechanical stuff.
Yeah, but could you imagine all the cool gadgetry you could install on a bus?
Oh yeah, we have a pizza machine here that
No,
they have a whole pizza
I'm
oven
talking
in their
like,
thing.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I'm talking about like secret
Ooh.
gadgetry. Like you push a button and the flaps come out, and like I don't know, big donut raft cushion comes out, and now you can drive it through a lake.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would
Just something like
imagine-
that.
I was looking through some pictures of something earlier that actually made me think right on this kind of area. There was a van called the Brew Boxer, the
Baker
it was,
Boxer.
the Brew Baker Box, and I mean, just if you've never seen one,
They're shaped like a trapezoid.
they're fantastic. Tiny can pull up a little screenshot of one and put it up on the video somewhere around now.
Ta-da! I'm going to put it right here in my hands.
Ta-da.
Look at it right there. Look at that.
But they've also talked about in Motor Trend, talked about how that would be a good design to rehash with the design of like the cyber vehicles, because that vehicle itself already took the idea of the angled body, but made it smoother.
It made
than
it
what-
look good.
and it made
It's
it
true.
look good. So the new renderings of the way that the new version of the box would look are actually really nice. The bad part about the old box, Tiny was talking about it earlier today with me.
Yeah, he sent it to me like I didn't already know what it was.
I-
That was the way I took it. I didn't take it as an insult,
Hey,
though.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciated it because you also got to discover the majesty of this vehicle. They did make a few of them, but not very many. But they made them so short that you literally had to enter through the back of it and lay on your belly to drive it, because it was so short you couldn't physically sit inside of one.
Well, the way that it actually loaded in, it was just really far laid back, and the steering wheel was on this floating column that like went over your lap, and you were like driving in your lap while laid back, reclined, like trying to see over there. It's a very weird design, but the new ones have utilized more of the design of the modern day cars that have done like the cab overs and things along those lines, and they've done a better job of being able to create a floor for you to have as opposed to it being so high up. They've gave it the ability to have that lower floor in there, and you've got just normal seats. They look actually pretty comfy. They're going with a minimalist design on it, of course, because that's what they feel like everything's going to go towards, is that, no buttons, unfortunately, Otto.
I need my buttons and knobs. It's so easy to work like.
And sometimes just the sound is pleasurable.
Oh yeah,
Like a click or a.
If you've never closed the door on a 1980 Chevrolet truck, you don't know chunkiness or repeatedness.
That's true, especially if it's one of those that you have to lift up a little as you slam it.
And here's the thing. Right now, Teslas are the only examples of electric cars we've got out there that are really, within a price range that normal folks, and I'm saying normal. I'm saying normal.
There's some that's a little cheaper.
But those are the ones that are kind of going with all these minimalist designs, but also this customizability to them that is ridiculous. Like imagine you open your car door and you can design a creak for your car door to mimic the sound of that 1980s car.
Oh, I thought you were talking about having a small river going
no,
through
like
it.
that. Creak.
Yeah, I was like, so there's just a creak in my door.
Like,
my car does it. It leaks.
But my friend Alec, who has the Tesla, he has his alarm to how you engage your alarm like beep beep beep. His is a it's a loud audible fart.
That is pretty cool.
And he can actually program a spectrum of over 150 farts.
The full fart spectrum.
Into any speaker, any place of his car. And he has to program a sound for it to back up whenever he gauges reverse. Because typically it makes you can pick like whatever sound actually you want to. Like you can program a sound into it. Like if say you wanted your car to say, I'm backing up. Hey, look out, I'm backing up. I'm backing this car up. You can program it into it.
Here I come, Daddy.
Like watch me back up into you. Like no, but it's
Daddy.
But he showed me, and his car has Teslas have autopilot as well. So he was autopiloting it himself from the parking spot to where he was standing right next to me. And every time the car would shift into reverse, it would sound like an old man going backwards because it would fart. So his backup noise was just and it would just whiz. Then it would whiz a little bit forward, and then it'd have to adjust a little bit and back up because it was a tight parking lot, and it was navigating it though. It was crazy, and oh man,
that is funny.
And Randy, my bass player, he's like 67 years old, and my dad is 66 years old, and they are they're of a different generation, and they both saw that happening in front of their eyeballs. And you would have thought that like this is what they used to make like cave drawings. Like they wanted to make their cave drawing of the first time they ever saw a car drive itself. Because I mean, yes, that's the first time I ever saw one drive itself, and it was very cool for me. But I knew it could happen. I knew it was a thing that they would do, but I've never seen it happen. But with them, they hadn't even thought about it.
Also the thing is, our imagination, I'm not going to say is more advanced than the older people, but it's easier for us to imagine different things from them. And so when you see it, you're like, oh, cool, Batman's car did that. My car's Batmaning to me. And then they're just like, okay.
Yeah, they're like, the Jetsons did that, but they were in the future.
They're folded up into a briefcase.
Yeah, it's like, no, and we were like, yeah, Batman did that. Batman had a car that he hit a button on and it ran to him.
I also watched Back to the Future at the Vape Sack Saturday.
Isn't it weird?
The Vape Sack or Back to the Future?
Well, both actually, but Back to the Future.
Well, yeah, because they're like, I saw it ends with a little advertisement for the next one. It was like, oh, this is the year 2015, and I was like, oh,
yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh,
we are
like,
so
I
far past that. No
I
hoverboard.
knew we were past it, but the realization set in, and I was like, we're nowhere near where we should be.
We got the self-lacing Nikes, if you got 10K. We
have the advertisements everywhere that they showed.
Yep. They do have we have better holograms than what they would predicted they would have had.
But it's still not. I mean, it's not that flashy in your face future.
No,
stuff.
it's not
It's-
retro.
it's
That's
all
what I
s-
mean.
It's all sad and gray.
Well, that was what was considered now as retrofuturism. So
Yeah,
it's-
but, I mean, look.
nobody would have thought at the time because everybody at the time would be like, "Yeah, by 2015, no, them cars will fly. Yeah, that's them damn skateboarding punks. Oh yeah, they'll definitely be on those hoverboards for sure. Those things gotta." And then you get to 2015. Well, back in my day, we thought everybody would be scooting around on jetpacks at this point, but I swear you fuckers screwed everything up.
Well, we do have hoverboards. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
nothing like what they should be.
the two
Yeah.
wheels on a stick.
Oh, but what I got on the
that you
top.
can't wreck with.
Yeah.
Yo, absolutely, you can. I watch those videos all the time. People get
Did
real
you-
damn
Didn't
hurt.
you see the bunny ears?
Yeah, but that's the like one of the more selling points. It's like, no, it's hard. You can't wreck these. But yeah, you can. Watch this. Watch Granny. Watch Granny.
Watch this girl back up and put a hole in her wall.
So the box that I was talking about earlier, the van, that new concept they had for it actually had the back area to it having like a wood grain style floor in their concept art for it, and
Nice.
and even though it was a more minimalist design in the front, like what they have inside of like the cyber vehicles. It did have the ability to have the entire front seat hinge backwards and lay down completely flat like a
So
bed
you could watch the stars.
through the glass top ceiling. Yeah, because that was what they had it designed with, was a glass top ceiling on that one, and just that's really cool. That's because that's like a cool car I would want. But the back seat was the coolest thing about it though. It was almost like a lazy boy, like too late, like
As
like
every
a
van needs.
like a console.
yeah, a lazy
Yeah.
boy in the back.
Like those dual
a double recliner.
yeah, a double recliner lazy boy is what it looked like, and it seriously looked like it had all the room of that. I would like that in the back of my assassin's
Cyber Wedge.
my assassin's school bus conversion. Like you push the button on that couch and it'll like flip upside down, and the back panels of the couch will like hinge forward into the front. It'll make its own couch, but then it's like all panels of just
Right.
all of the things that I'm needing of whatever it would be. It doesn't have to be weaponry though. I mean, it could.
Tacos and cheeseburgers.
It could be it could definitely be ingredients for me getting into some fancy food prep in there.
That's one of my favorite parts about spy movies is when they take something like normal, like they go to like a wall or like a countertop with a bunch of stuff and press things in a certain order, and it flips open and like transforms. They did that in Spy Kids, and like the mom walked up and touched like 4 different things on her makeup thing in a order, and it like spun around and spy things came up. I love secret compartments.
Secret
Absolutely.
compartments are fantastic. Oh man,
Dude, secret passageways, man.
Oh yeah,
Like, if I ever grow up and buy my own house, I'm going to have a secret passageway or a secret room or something. Like, I have to. I can't not. How have I lived almost 37 years and don't have a fucking secret passageway in my house?
I've got one. I wouldn't recommend them. I have 2 actually. One of them goes to my attic. They've sprayed way too much foam up there. Whenever we got the attic foam to try to insulate
That's not
it.
a secret passageway. That's just a crawl space, or not. It's just a trap door in
Well,
the
then
ceiling.
my other one's in my crawl space. It's
it's full of spiders.
No.
it's
Okay,
just
okay.
spiders.
How about like a hallway that I don't know leads to my study?
Like
Whatever a study is.
oh
now.
my god! Like I watched a video of this grandfather who had a closet that he walked over to, that he like just shuffled a couple shirts, and then he had a door in the back of his closet that he opened, and it was an entire like bar inside
See?
that was inside of
See?
that extra room that he had, and it was like had higher ceilings, and it was almost like you were walking into Narnia,
That is cool.
like a Narnia man
Yeah,
cave through your closet.
That's what I need. Something like that.
And they have special hatch doors for your bedroom if you ever wanted to make your own illusion of one. Like I forget what they're actually called, but they're bookshelves.
Yep.
And you can just you install this door that is a bookshelf, and you close it, and it just looks like you have a bookshelf on your wall. And then you open it up, you unhinge the book, and you open it up just like the secret passageways and all of your favorite things.
Oh, that is
ever.
cool. I kind of
Yep.
want one of those.
They actually exist. Maybe, and I don't think they're called trapdoor. I'll look it up.
It wouldn't
'cause
be
that's
hard
worth
to
knowing.
find that. You just Google a descriptor.
Bookshelf door.
Bookshelf door. Secret compartment bookshelf door.
That would actually be really cool.
That would
I'm
be.
glad I know a thing now.
Bookshelf door. It's called a Murphy door.
Murphy.
My
that
wife
makes
would have
sense.
my wife would have known that within
I
0.4
thought a Murphy
seconds.
door was the same thing as a pocket door.
Well, it is the same idea, but this one is
No, pocket door goes inside the wall.
yeah, but this one creates its own pocket door frame. So yeah, if you have for the good looking ones on here that are actually like convincing, oh, they've got a barn door one. What? That's dumb.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
That's,
'cause you'd
That-
have to
have
see
you
the
ever
track.
seen how stable a
'cause-
barn door is
yeah,
back and
you'd
forth?
see the track and yeah.
Yeah, so the actual Murphy pocket doors that you can get on here, if you're going with something off of murphydoor.com, they've got two that look really good. One of them is more of like that dark wood finish, kind of more for your brooding nature, or you've got your more you got your more that's Poe's library, Edgar Allan Poe, not like Poe the Panda. That. Then you've got the like more of like your
Another movie I've not seen.
like your mahogany wood, like that darker wood, but it's not like ashy colored or dark like dark black.
I
It's
want
like
my mechanism to be a bottle of scotch.
oh, you could probably
It's
do
got
something
that
with
mahogany door.
But they both range anywhere from 16 to 2,100 American dollars.
That's a lot of dollars.
Yeah,
for
I
a
mean,
door.
considering the engineering and stuff that goes into
Yeah.
it, that's really not as bad as I was anticipating.
And honestly, if I'm building a house that I can put something like that in, have the space to, I probably have that kind of money.
Yeah, and they've got like a jam, like a red oak jam accessory door from Home Depot that's like $255, but I don't trust that.
Yeah.
I don't
what
trust-
flavor?
Oh, it looked like it was made out of what you used to use for the pine box derbies. Like
Like
You said
grape,
jam.
strawberry,
I like apple jam.
orange,
oh
peach,
God, lemon,
lemon, lime,
lime jam,
mango.
Banana?
mango jam, banana jam.
Could
Banana.
you make banana jam?
Could you make
You
banana
could.
jam? That also sounds like a rap if you say it real
Banana
fast.
jam.
Can you make banana jam?
Banana jam.
Can you make? No, that's
I don't
that's a
think
rap.
I don't think banana jam would be a very appealing substance
Are you sure?
because I'm pretty sure that's gonna look like straight.
What do
Can you
mean?
tell me I'm wrong?
Well,
What makes it? What is the jam process like?
Well, I mean, you have to take the fruit because the difference
Yeah.
between jam and jelly is mostly gelatin with some small amount of fruit or fruit flavoring. Jam is a lot of fruit, less gelatin. That's why it spreads better. So you're going to be getting this white, creamy, clearish, cloudy looking liquid that would probably be your banana jam.
and you know what? It might taste better than.
I would hope so.
Yeah, what's that might?
I'm-
What do you have? An
Where does
affinity?
on your list of tasty things?
Yeah, where?
on a scale of 1 to 17, where does that one fall in there for you?
Well, I'd probably a steady 0.5 on my scale.
That's pretty high.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a lot.
That's pretty high.
Well, no, if one is supposed to be the lowest,
No,
I'm
no,
saying-
yeah,
one
one
is
did-
like the best, like the peak of the
so
mountain.
so you're going like ranking wise, like
Yeah.
video. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, then I'm gonna go like and 10's the lowest.
17.
17's the lowest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then I would imagine that would probably be like 17.5. Like it'd be right up there next to someone else's diarrhea.
Slightly off the scale.
Just slightly off the scale. It's in a spot that you only in your worst nightmares could it happen. It's gonna be someone else's diarrhea.
I think that's a Patreon right there.
No, that's what everybody gets to hear because they love us for it.
I might add a couple of bleeps.
Yeah, I don't know. We could
That
anytime.
might be-
and
That might be horse come might be a little bit of a line for the YouTube.
I don't know.
we need a counter or something.
I'm not usually the one with a potty mouth, but you can't just say things like
I
that
mean, I understand.
and not trigger my responses.
You're the one that said banana jam.
Banana jam. I don't know. They make banana. I was just going.
Actually,
off,
I think I said banana jam.
banana.
Because
I was
you
going
were
off of,
listing fruits.
I was just
It's
going
true.
off of Jam Monster flavors, man. I could have gone with mixed berry, blackberry, raspberry. I could have just named off jams for forever that don't exist. Lemon jam doesn't really exist to me, even though it really does exist.
It really shouldn't exist, and I'm somebody who loves lemon.
You're,
What were we talking about?
I don't know. I mean, we were talking about
I think we're
different
talking about
things
spy stuff.
well,
Gadgetry.
Like an hour
We
ago?
went from Murphy doors.
yeah, well,
Murphy
that's-
doors.
Yeah, that. Well, here's another one. It's I talked about the back of the conversion having that that couch in it. That's also like that rack for whatever you're wanting to hold in there. Maybe I'm a big fan of like drawers that have a different style of pulling out of cabinets. So like you'd have one section of the cabinet that looks solid, then you can spin it, and it's just like 14 Lazy Susans.
Oh yeah, my grandma had one of those for like a corner cabinet, and you
Yeah.
spin it and it goes around.
Dude, I like the globe bars. I must just be like an old man inside of me sometimes. But like,
I mean,
you
whatever
spin
you
the
want
part
to
of
do
the,
on Saturdays.
like you spin, like you spin part of the globe and it opens and there's like scotches and whiskeys and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, Forgotten Weapons on YouTube. He reviews old guns and stuff. He has one of those, and like for his Q&A videos, he'll like heave it open, and it has like a jar of scotch or whiskey in there.
Nice.
Apparently, they're not super easy to open.
They never look it.
Now something of those natures might actually be something you could purchase at a not so premium price these days. Let's find out. The Globe Bar is what it would probably be called, right? Simple Google
Probably.
search.
I would
Depending on if
assume.
you get a new junky one or an old, like, well-built one, probably.
Well, the one that actually roll. Oh well, no, like the top that actually unhinges. It doesn't like roll off the top, right? It unhinges.
Yeah, no,
Some, I've seen both.
Well, the ones that unhinge,
Like
you
in
can,
things, not in real life.
like you can get one off of Amazon for $200 American.
Really?
Yeah, the one that has an unhingeable top.
But
That's
how big is it though?
not.
I mean, I'm talking one of the big boys, like tall, like.
Yeah, that can
Yeah,
hold,
it's about this size. Hold.
That's still not bad.
So it hold a few glass bottles and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's not bad.
So I mean that'd be pretty dope actually to have that. Why don't I have one? That's from the boozybutler.com.
I don't know if I'd have alcohol in it, but I'm sure that I can have some herbal products
Yeah, I
for
was
my
gonna say,
gardening
can
in
a
there.
garden go in there?
Oh man, they've got one at Walmart.com.
Walmart.com.
That is Atlas holding up the globe.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Does
I-
it have a garden? Is it in the gardening center?
I don't know. I think it's in the Walmart.com. Because Walmart does obscure stuff on Walmart.com.
'Cause
Even this
people
one is
can
not bad.
sell on Walmart.com
This
like
one
for
is
Amazon.
this one's the size of a table.
Nice.
This was the
That's-
size of a
that's
small,
pretty
like
good.
an actual
We'll see.
small
You
table.
said $200 American dollars?
Yeah, this is $233 at Walmart.com, and you can actually use a firm and get it as low as $22 a month.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
Walmart
not a
not-
sponsor.
Not a non-spawn.
Non-spawn.
Well, I mean, Walmart.com functions the same way that Amazon.com does.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you can buy caskets and tattoo machines on Walmart.com.
It was real
which
bad
you can
when,
also buy on Amazon.com.
when the PS5s were getting like hard to come by. Trying to go onto Walmart and look to see if a store near you had a PS5.
What about on Walmart.com?
Well, yeah, on the Walmart.com.
HomeDepot.com has got one for $199.
On what.com?
HomeDepot.com.
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 And they've got one on here that is an old world extended shelf Italian replica is what it's called, but it's an actual rolling table that has a globe in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
So you could also have charcuterie
Charcuterie boards?
Charcuterie.
Shark coochie boards?
charcuterie board.
You could do girl dinner on it.
Yeah, yeah. You could do slices of miscellaneous meats and cheeses and feel good.
Listen, that's how I live my life.
Here's one that's a disco ball.
That's an interesting design choice.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's.
I don't know if that'd go in my house.
I mean, that's a $200 table. There are actual just normal tables that are more expensive than that.
I
Like
have
this one.
Speaking of cylindrical beverage holding things, I have a barrel cooler on my back porch that has a Dr. Pepper hockey wrap around it.
Well,
That's
that's neat.
awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to send a picture. I'll throw one up.
Did you steal that?
No, my work, like literally my like second month at my last employment, one of my store director looked at those and said, "I want those gone." There were two of them, and me and the guy I was working with, I'm like, "Do you mean like thrown away or like can we take them?" He's like, "I don't care. I just don't want to see them tomorrow."
They
So I was
just
like, "This
don't
is-"
need to be here.
I was like, we both took one. I'm like, this is going into my car, and it's great for parties. I'll have to send pictures.
Oh, I bet it is.
I almost got a Dwayne the Rock Johnson Zoa Energy barrel to bring into the grape sack and have.
What?
Why did you not?
Well, here's the thing.
Also, what's Zoa?
Oh, well, that's his energy drink company.
Okay.
My departure from GNC was swift and abrupt, and I didn't feel as if me also taking their display
Yeah.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, you meant you was gonna do it like heist style?
There would have been no heist. That would have been my severance. But it was. It also would have had to have gone. I would have had to disassemble the cutout, take the barrel, bring the barrel, take the cutout with me, because I'm not just going to set up the barrel without Dwayne holding it.
Right.
It doesn't. It ain't going in the garage if it ain't got Dwayne holding the barrel.
Yeah. Speaking of, I think I have a Dwayne the Rock Johnson Under Armour shoe ad in the back of my car that I meant to show you guys.
I'm just confused as to why you didn't use one of the work trucks, because you know how we have got like 2 or 3 box trucks to haul around stuff.
Yeah.
You know why you didn't just use one of those? Because you just rolled on the lift gate, strap it down.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to disassemble anything,
Well, that's the thing.
and then you drive it to the strip mall studio
I,
and unload it at our loading dock.
well,
Or actually have Jeffrey, our shipping and receiving personnel, unload it from the truck
but
and put it into the warehouse
See, I
to be
oftentimes-
brought into the stewed.
oftentimes forget about the fact that we have a strip mall studio and we have loading docks and available semi trucks
and employees.
So I
No,
always,
we just got a 32-foot straight truck.
so it's not a semi; it's just like a U-Haul.
Right.
Okay,
large
so,
U-Haul.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, so
I mean, we've also got the step van and then the panel van, because obviously
Do we have
I've
a
been
fl-
trying to
we have a
justify
fleet. I
to
always
our
forget about the fleet.
accountant to get us a K truck, and
would be
specifically
the
a
perfect-
Subaru Sandbar.
Subaru
more-
Sandbar.
I like
Yeah,
the Honda
it's-
ones with the round
Well,
headlights.
the Subaru Sandbar is the largest of them as far as like cab space.
Right.
We're big men.
I think we could
I don't
squeeze
think
3
we could
people.
fit in an Active.
If one of us ever purchases a K truck, we have to try to get all 3 of us into said K truck cab.
Absolutely.
Who's going to sit in the middle and have to be where the gear shifter hand goes?
Not me, because it'll be my truck.
and let's make sure we get this correctly. It's
Yes, SAMBAR.
Sandbar, because I thought you were saying sandbar.
No, same
No,
bar.
Sam Bar.
Yeah, so the sandbars actually look really good as far as like.
They also make K vans.
Yeah,
that-
that's
do.
what I was looking at.
Well, Daihatsu makes a lot more of the K vans than Subaru or Honda. Honda, it's still called the Acti, but I don't know. I don't know
love
what
little
Mitsubishi
K-truck.
calls them
Oh
either.
my god, that sandbar van is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
think all 3 of us can fit
Some
in
of the
there.
Daihatsu ones have almost like an old VW Bug kind of looking grill and headlights on the front.
I wonder if you can
They're
actually buy
cool.
these anywhere.
Oh yeah,
can.
there's import dealers. There's one in
I see them
Nashville.
on Marketplace like
They-
a lot.
Well, you can get like because every 25 years they get sent over here, like it, and they're super low miles because they don't use them with Japanese EPA restrictions. Motors can't run over like X amount of miles, but they're about $3,000 for the vehicle, and then about another 5 to 6 to get it imported in. But
Yeah,
for
but
what
if you
you're
can
getting,
find it here, you can find them really cheap
Oh, yeah.
on the secondary market.
it's just
really
you have to usually
cool.
put a little bit more work into them. But yeah, you
Who
can.
cares?
Yeah.
I think that everybody should look up a Subaru Sandbar and some K-truck style vehicles and tell us whether or not you would drive one.
And a
Because
Daihatsu.
Because I would definitely drive one
Yeah,
of these.
they
There's
can go
a couple
well.
around town.
Oh, here it is.
They can
Here-
only go about 55, and that's
Yeah.
with the Death Shatters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not.
good
But I
highway
mean, no,
No.
definitely an in town because they were designed as like farm trucks.
Farm trucks and city delivery trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a 1998 with the round front headlights.
Oh yeah, I love the round
Yeah.
ones, and like the beds fully go from a flatbed, or you can kick up the sides and back and make a little box.
Oh, man,
And they're left-hand drive 5-speed or right-hand drive 5-speed.
94.
Well,
Here's
they're
a-
not all 5-speed,
Oh.
but you can also get like that big like hoop style military looking canvas topper,
Yep.
like you see in the movies
And
on the big trucks.
most of them are 4-wheel drive, and it's a little like 3-cylinder motor that some people
Yeah.
I've seen put motorcycle engines into.
Not only that, they have independent suspension, so they just so it's like a real smooth ride.
There's-
There's a
one of-
reason these K trucks are getting so popular.
Yeah.
we
now.
have a conversion K truck as our like each of us have our own individual ones.
Be like
That's
the
what
Power
I've been trying to
Rangers.
justify
Like-
to our accountant.
like-
What
we
what
need to-
color do you get?
Do I get? Mine's red and gold.
I think we should all have a sit down meeting with Theodore and tell him we're getting them.
Set up the meeting. We'll be there.
Yeah.
Teddy has to take it up with his assistant Millie.
You know
And-
he don't like being called Teddy. He likes being called by his full government name of Theodore.
I get he wants to be tough like the president, but I hold that president in very high regard, and I don't think that he's earned Theodore. He's too squishy, and he has a squeaker inside of him.
No, that's a different person.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the only way we could have an
No,
accountant.
His,
If
his
we were
office.
playing Tea Party.
His office is literally like 2 doors down.
I thought
He's
you-
gonna hear you.
I thought you had finally snapped, Tiny. You tried too many green things at the same time, and it made your brain melt. So now,
No, I mean I'm just talking about the structure of our company we have.
well, okay. I'm glad that this isn't just a fever dream. Then. So what else do we need? Oh, also we can't forget Pedro. Pedro does an excellent job keeping those windows clean out
He
here.
does.
And also, I need to not give him so much shit whenever he goes into the back room to go and clean the back windows, just because the back windows to the strip mall studio, like, he has to clean those too. Like, I don't know why I get so sketched out when he goes back there just to
Yep.
clean the windows.
Yeah, he's literally here every day.
And
Sometimes I forget he exists.
And
honestly, he's so quiet.
I felt so bad the last time he was here because I actually walked back there with him to find out what he was doing. Like, I forgot he was cleaning the back windows. So I went back there and I judged him. This is real life. This actually happened.
Of course it did.
So, okay, so we've got what? So instead of having a big old bus that we'd convert, we would all have our own little
K-trucks.
K-truck vans.
Then they'll come together like the Megazord.
Oh.
Oh my God! I didn't even think about them transforming. Okay, so mine would be Tiny. Yours could be the biggest one,
Okay.
because even though yours they're all the same style and the same model. They're all going to be sandbars. I think it has to be that
Yeah.
way because if those are already the most spacious, but yours is going to be a lot more spacious because it's going to be customized. But that's only because the upper half of the body is, the arms and everything that folds out of yours. But whenever we're out and about, yours actually has the pop out camper sides.
Well, I feel like mine's gonna be more the van, like the Subaru
'cause
Sandbar
I
van.
want one of the
Yeah.
Honda
You'll have the
Ackies.
trucks. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we would be the feet. It would just angle upwards, and we would the truck beds would be the legs,
Yeah.
and the feet
No,
or the
he
or
would
the
be
cab.
the body. One of us would be the arms. The other would be the legs.
So it'd split into 2 legs and 2 arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the body would split down the middle.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And then we'd all meet up in Tiny's cab in the center of the chest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gosh, what would we call it? Subaru Sentais?
I'm not against it.
Subaru Sentais, overweight Rangers.
It'd be all the mini trucks would get to
Catchy.
See,
And painful.
Check out the smell in this van.
and if we were the American ones, it'd be a Ford Ranger, a Dodge Dakota, and an S10 would come together.
That probably smells like Fritos and fucked butthole.
It'd smell like Natty Light and old cigarettes.
There'd just be
Yeah.
it'd be 2 Ford Rangers.
It smells like a can of cat food and your cousin.
Like
and then one of those AutoZone air fresheners that
Oh,
smells like cherry.
the black ice.
Yeah.
oh no, that always smell. Which honestly though, those things make your car not smell bad. They just don't. They smell like I'm 16.
It
I
smells
think-
like Axe body spray.
Yeah, it's the Axe body spray of air fresheners.
Yeah, the black ice, the little trees. Yeah,
Oh.
man.
Hey, we all had one in our first cars. Don't act like you didn't.
Look, in my first car, I decided to see how many I could get on the rearview mirror. So when instead of changing one out, I would just put one in front of the other
In my
one.
first car, mechanics couldn't figure out why the transmission didn't shift. I had a leak in the front windshield so bad that it would pull up water in my floorboard when it rained too hard. Let me
Yep.
tell you something. I would have been okay with whatever smelling tree you put in my car.
yeah,
Mine did that in the back.
I just got into my car one morning and my feet were wet. I was like, "What's going? Oh,
Yeah, even though I've had 2 other cars before the car I currently have, I kind of consider the Honda my first true car. And the amount of problems I have with that thing, I've put air fresheners in there. I had 3 cherry ones going at one time because it got a little mildewy in there before I could change out the carpet, and it was rough.
yeah." So okay, so I've got the red one. So am I going to be feet or am I going to be arms?
I feel like red sounds like arms.
Red arms.
Yeah, your arms.
You're blue.
Yeah, I'm blue, so I'd be the feet. I want to be teal blue though.
That's fine.
yeah, teal blue, and I'm the legs.
Tiny, what color you?
Obviously white because America.
Okay, so
Red, white, and teal blue because the Taco Bell lives on in freedom.
that's true.
Oh, you said teal blue? I just heard blue.
No, teal blue.
I
Because,
heard what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Red, white, and blue would be a very American way to treat Subaru, wouldn't it?
That would be if we were the American small trucks. I feel like if we were the what was the original Power Ranger tricolor? Red, yellow, blue?
No, I mean they had black, yellow, pink, red and
Yeah,
yellow.
but they had
They're-
all of them except for green.
Yeah, green was the 6th, then green turned to white.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was
What else you need?
there was originally like 5 teenagers
No,
with
because there was
attitude.
one. There's been a couple of Power Ranger series where there was only 3.
Yeah, that's the later ones. The original were like 5 teenagers
I watched
with
the
attitude.
later ones. I watched a little bit of the first ones, but I watched a lot more of the later ones.
Alpha, Rita's escaped. Recruit 5 teenage kids with attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, who would our enemy be?
Well, the raisins. What?
Oh, the raisins still?
I mean, are we still going with that, or if
Well,
we're
I
going
mean-
if we're going with the American truck, it'd be ethanol gasoline.
I thought it would just be the Earth.
Oh yeah.
it'd be a inspection sticker, like an inspection.
Well, maybe it's like golems that are trying to rise up, and because if we're going with Subaru Sentai, there's like Earth golems that are rising up.
Oh
and-
yeah.
Maybe.
that are trying to take back the Earth, but the pollution won't let it, and we're actually fighting on the side of the machines and the pollution because we need it.
Oh god, I took off that smog pump because it was too expensive to get another one. You don't need it, sir. Your car is spewing out black fumes.
That's true, but you can only tell people what to do so much. On the 4th of July, they had banned fireworks completely in Los Angeles, California,
yeah.
and they had a police helicopter overview of Los Angeles, California, on the night of 4th of July, and every block there was a massive fireworks.
They made the pollution
Explosion.
worse.
They they told them that apparently taking away your ability to go boom 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 one night a year is too far across the line for the most of us that
Well,
are that is,
I mean, just look at this. Like back in the day, we turned an entire river into sweet tea. You know, I mean, come on.
that's true. And honestly,
This is America, Jack.
so God, imagine being back on that ship, like, and somebody's like just handing you a box, and you're like, "What are we throwing these boxes over with?" And you're like, "Well, look at this. We got to get rid of these." And you open up the box, and it's just grapes. What do you do, Otto?
So since I put them in the river, I'm gonna get a glass and get ready for some grape juice.
I think that might be okay. It might taste a little chai because there's also tea in some of those boxes.
Yeah, you know, I'm
mean-
sure it'll be fine.
They belong down there with the batteries and firearms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you all throw your car batteries in the river, or is that just me?
Well, there are far less car batteries in the river and also firearms since Tiny started magnet fishing.